We did it. We did 4 pounds, and I know the difference. I used this outfit as a measure, and this is all loose. It wasn't like that last week. It was fitted last week on the last video on the message. I don't remember what the message was last time, but we got a new one today. And either I'll put it at the front or at the end. But yeah, man, we down to 4 today. We're gonna be working our arms. So the message today is about how to stand up to people and just how to protect your energy, but also how to stand up to people. You're not being rude, you're not being mean. So 2 messages, and they kind of go together. The first one is when people say things like, I know you've been busy, I know you're a busy woman. My mom has that bad. I'm telling her mom, no, I'm not. I just know how to protect my energy. And that's what people will assume. They assume because you don't respond to them, you don't talk to them, you don't interact with them as much or at all, they assume that you're busy. And sometimes that's to make themselves feel better. Oh, she's just not calling me, she's not talking to me because she's busy. No, sometimes it's personal and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just I'm protecting my space. And I made a video about that. You know, I'm grown. So, but the thing is, I'm not a busy woman. You'd be surprised. I have 4 businesses, but I'm not a busy woman because I know how to live life. I know how to pace myself. I don't do rat race. I chill. I do more chilling than I do hard work. And I don't believe in hard work. So I'm not busy. So if I'm not interacting or responding to you, most likely it's because I don't want to. It's because I know your motives. I know where you're coming from. Here's the most important one. I've already said no, and you can't take no for an answer. You don't respect boundaries. You don't know boundaries. You don't respect mine. So nope. And people have been saying that for years. I know you've been busy. I know you're busy. Nope. I either saw your message and I already knew what that was about, or there's no reason for us to interact, or there's just different reasons, but it's not because I'm busy. And that goes into the next message of people don't know what no means when you say what you need to say. So I want you to practice, if you have an issue with that, standing up for yourself. Like I turned in my 3rd manuscript to the publisher, and I guess this guy was new. And I told him, I said, I've already written 2 books. You can go look it up in the system, because he asked me, so how do you want to go ahead and pay? And because I've had 2 books already, they know this company, we work. Like, I'm not going to pay y'all in full until I see the end result. You're not going to get that. So I guess he knew, and he don't know me. And he's like, well, how do you want to pay today? I said, I'm going to pay like this, and this is what it's going to be, period. What form of payment do you want to use? I tell him. He comes right back and says, well, you sure you don't want to just go ahead and pay it this way and then use this method? I said, sir, I said what I said. You literally just asked me, how do you want to pay? And I told you. Well, I didn't want to force you. I don't want to force you. I said, you're forcing me because you didn't respect what I just said. And the fact that I have 2 books already paid in full, this company respects me, I respect this company. I said, I was like, what's your name? I said, you new here. And so I said, let me tell you how I work. When I don't like something, I send it back and I say, can you please fix this paragraph? Can you fix this? If they send back the front cover and I don't like it, they just fix it, right? It's not, are you sure? It's never that with me. It's black and white. I say what I mean. If I don't like something, I don't like something. Me and the producer, when we were working on my first album, he was like, what does that sound like to you? And I'm not an emotional person, like, oh my God, I express emotions and excitement and things like that. But when I'm on my projects, when I'm in the studio, and if I'm in there in the writing process, if I say, yeah, I like it, and there's no emotion, Jim, we've learned that about each other. She's like, she likes it. She's not going to be like, oh my God, I love it, because I'm still focused on making sure everything is like, I like it, I want it to be. And if I don't like it, it's just, I don't like that. Can you take those drums out? I don't like that. And so it's the same thing with when you're dealing with people. Don't let people try to force you and push you into something more than, what the issue is. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. And because people will try to push you over and they won't respect you. You know what I'm saying? And so I told him his name, or I'm not gonna say his name, but anyway, like, not that y'all know him anyway. I said, this is how I work. And if I say I like something, I like it. If I say I don't. And he was like, okay. And I said, you're gonna love working with me, but you need to know that if you're gonna be the new editor on this project, that this is how I roll. And I said, I'm a businesswoman. I know what I want. And if I say I'm gonna do it like this, this is the way I'm gonna do it, period, And it's not about not being open to people's suggestions, but it's just certain things that it's like, hey, I like this, I don't like that. And Jim, like when we're in the studio, because I'm getting ready to go back into, to do my 2nd album, and he would say things like, do you like the drums, or do you like this organ sound or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I like that. He would never be like, well, why don't you try this? He would never try to force me. So don't allow yourself to be around people that do that. If you are, then that means you need to change. You can't, you need to change and be firm, and you need to let people know what you like, what you don't like, what you will accept, what you won't accept, and you're not being rude. That's the thing, you're not being rude. And I told him, I said, sir, but I said his name. I said, you heard my answer the first time. Because he tried it on something else. He was like, well, why don't you try, said what I said. Like they say out there, I said what I said. So it's about protecting your energy, letting your yes be yes, your no be no, and letting people understand that. I'll say this, when you're not sure about something, that's the best time to be open to suggestions. And, it's like, I'm not sure how I want this certain, hook to sound. What are your suggestions? Then you're open to that. But when it's something that you know that you want, it's like, this is the way I want it. This is the way I like it. This is the way I wrote this hook, or this is the way I wrote this paragraph. This is how I want, the cover to look or the back cover to look. When you know that you know that you know this is the way you like it, this is the way that you want it, don't allow people to talk you out of it. So this will be our follow-up of the 4 pounds from the last video. Golly, I wish I could remember what I talked about. So now I'm gonna go work on arms, because the last time I do know we worked on legs. Today I'm gonna work on arms. I gotta get my arms back after being on bed rest all that time. So I hope you guys enjoy your morning, evening, or night whenever you see this video. Follow all the social media pages, catch up on all the videos, and go place your orders at iamdorian.com. Disclaimer, what I do does not work for everyone. I usually eat between 12 and 6 p.m. one meal a day, and then I'll have a drink, like a shake or something, and I drink a lot of waters, and I also juice. And it took me some time to work up to the 12 to 6 because I love food. So last year I started between 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now it's 12 to 6. Since we've lost that, I'm gonna tighten that back up. I'll put my back gains video that I did, I think it was last year, when I was like really just play out on the back. So now I gotta get all that back. Here we go. Here we go. Not just disclaimer for your doctor, but just live intuitively. Exercise, the way that's best for you. Eat what's best for you. Eat how you need to eat. Follow your inward parts as to what you need to do for your body. Good Lord have mercy. So go watch the last video I did, how to really show that you love and support somebody. And the one before that, do you really, really want it? Just go look at all of them. Subscribe to all 3 channels. And comment, share, like. And most importantly, finish it. Finish it. Got distracted real quick. Stretch, which is the part that I don't really care for. As is life, the stuff that we don't really care for is the thing that we need to attend to the most. And here's something that will help with that. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you did something fun? You can type it in the comments. Something that you did by yourself or with someone else. I'm new to Dallas. I'm always looking for something fun to do. Looking for something fun to do. In my imagination, I'll be all over you. In conclusion, I know this video inspired you one way or the other, whether it was the messages or just to eat better, exercise, have fun, whatever it is, make sure that you go and finish it. Also subscribe to the channels. I have 3 of them. Follow me on all social media, and iamdorian.com.